Hello, this is Sal. In today's video, I'll continue talking about extended access control list, but the named access control list. Here in this topology diagram, we have router 1 connected with this network of 172.16.1.0 with the 3 PCs, PCA, PCB, and PCC. And on this side is the router, the internet. And on the internet here we have two servers, server 1 and server 2. So what I'm on router 1 and router 2, I configured the default route. So now from PCA can ping server 1 192.168.1.10, and also it can FTP to the server. So FTP to the server 192.168.1.10, and here needs the username of Cisco and the password of Cisco. And also can through the web browser here 192.168.1.10 or 20, either server. And the same goes with the PCB and PCC. And as I said, I configured the default route on router 1 and the same on the router, the internet router. So now in today's video, we'll configure a named extended access list. Specific devices on the LAN, on this LAN here, are allowed to various services on the servers located on the internet. Now let's assume that we know the servers by their IP addresses only, but not the subnet masks. And now we will configure the named extended access list. I'll name it ACL to do the following. First, block HTTP and HTTPS from PCA to server 1 and server 2, because on the server, if we go to services here and HTTP, as you can see, we have HTTP and HTTPS. This is on server 1 and the same with on server 2. So we want to block PCA from accessing the servers on HTTP and HTTPS. And then we will block FTP access from PCB here to server 1 and server 2. We have the services here, FTP, it's turned on. So we want to block PCB from accessing it in either server. And then block ICMP on PCC. So PCC cannot ping either server. Now I'll create an extended IP access list named ACL, which will deny PCA access to the HTTP and HTTP services on server 1 and server 2. So now on router 1, enable configure terminal. The command to begin the named extended access list start with IP, the keyword here. So IP access list, and we are configuring the extended access list, and the name is ACL. Now what we want to do, and before going any further here, as you can see, we are now in the configuration of an extended access list. Named, N stands for named access control list. So here first we want to deny the TCP. We want to deny TCP for the host of 172.16.1.5, which is PCA. We want to deny him the TCP to the host of the first server of 192.168.1.10, equivalent to 80 or www, either or. So enter. And then deny TCP for the host of 172.16.1.5 to the host of 192. We want to deny him accessing HTTP and HTTPS on server 1 of 168.1.10, equivalent to the port number for HTTPS is 443. Now also continue to deny the access TCP for the host of 172.16.1.5 to server 2 now. Host 192.168.1.10 server 2.20 equivalent to port 80, and the same also deny TCP for the host A of 172.16.1.5 to the host of server 2 of 192.168.1.20, but this time equivalent to port 443 or HTTPS. So now we are done blocking PCA from accessing HTTP and HTTPS on either server, on server 1 and server 2. Now, while still in the same prompt, I'll deny PC B to access FTP services, while we'll deny PCB to access FTP services on server 1 and server 2. So we started with deny TCP for the host of 172.16.1.6 PCB of 1.6 of the host of 192 on server 1.68.1.10 equivalent to port 21. And as you can see here for the FTP, either we type FTP or write down the port number. I will just choose 21. And also deny TCP for the host of 172.16.1.6 to the host of 192 server 2.1.20 equivalent to port 21, which is the FTP. Now on deny on the PCC to ping server 1 and server 2. So PCC here to ping either server. So we started with deny TCP, deny ICMP for the host of 172.16.1.7 to the host of server 1, which is 192.168.1.10, and also deny the ICMP to the host PCC 172.16.1.7 to the host which is server 2 192.168.1.20. Now next I will permit all other traffic, and by default an access list denies all traffic that does not match any rule in the list we configured. So still on router 1, now we want to permit IP, any protocol from any source to any destination. Now the traffic to be filtered is coming from the network of 172, is coming from here of 172.16.1.0 and is destined for the remote network. So the right ACL placement also depends on the relationship of the traffic with respect to router 1. So on router 1, exit from here, and then now on the interface here, so the traffic is coming on the router, so it will be filtered on the router on this interface here. So interface gig 01. Now IP access group, and the name of our access group is ACL. So to come to inbound, coming into the router, to be filtered here on the router through this interface, and we hit enter. So now let us test and verify what we did so far. Now on PCA, it's not allowed to access HTTP or HTTPS. So let's go to the web site here on PCA 192.168.1.10. and request timed out. So our configuration for the access list is working properly. And also if we try to ping to access the web browser 192.168.1 on server on server 2.20, it will also give us a timed out. Go. And request timed out. Now we blocked only the HTTP on PCA, but let's see if we can FTP to the servers on the command prompt. FTP to the first server 192.168.1.10, and we are able to, and the username is Cisco and the password of Cisco. And can we ping either server 192.168.1.10? Yes, we can. This is pinging server 1, and let's see if we can ping server 2. Sure enough, we can ping it from PCA, but PCA cannot access the HTTP or HTTPS on the servers. Now, PCB, here we blocked PCB to FTP to either server. So let's see if it can FTP to server 1. Trying, and it didn't. And also if we try to FTP to the other server, FTP to 192.168.1.20, also the same. But it can ping either server. So ping 192.168.1.10, and also it can access the servers using the web browser 192.168.1.10. Now for PCC, the named access control list, we configured that it cannot ping either server, but it can access them with the web browser or the FTP. So let's FTP to the servers. The first one 192.168.1.10, and the username of Cisco, and password is Cisco. Quit here. So let's see if it can access them with the web browser. Let's go to server 2.1.20, and sure enough, but can PCC ping either server? But the access control list, we configured that it can't. 192.168.1.10 is saying that destination host unreachable for server 1, and the same with server 2. And as you can see in this video, the third part, or trying to explain something about the extended access control list, the numbered and the named one. I configured the routers, the router 1 and router 2. As I said, the default route has been configured. Now we created the access control list for the PCs here to reach to the servers. I hope you learned something or something from this video. Please, if you like it, share it, and if you have any comments, just write me and I'll get back to you very soon. And everything in this video, step by step, you'll find it in the description of this video, the walkthrough. Download the packet tracer source file. It will give you this topology diagram, and you can do it on your own following the walkthrough and the documents. I hope you will find this useful. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon in my next video.